Hey everybody, it's Sue from Grave Tells, and I think I cut that one off. I'm going to start over. Hey everybody, it's Sue from Grave Tells, and this is day 16 of my Facebook Live Every Day in August challenge. So far, going pretty well. It's kind of the end of my week. Today's technically Thursday, but tomorrow I'm heading off for a company picnic with my husband, and then out to Sausalito for a girls' weekend, and then we're going to go to wine country on Saturday, which you probably heard me talking about if you've been watching the videos at all for the last 2 weeks. So I'm excited about that. So today is sort of Friday for me, I guess, and I'm packing a little bit later, which is my least favorite part of going anywhere, but a necessary evil, yeah? So I don't really have that much to talk about today, just like one side of paper, not so bad. So I will start with this really cute note that I got today from my friend and author, Lea Kirk. I edit her books, and she has a new one coming out soon called Touch the Stars. And in it, the main hero character is Warrior Baatar. It's a sci-fi romance. And I'd suggested some, somewhat significant reworks the last time I looked at it in my first edit. And he sent me a note today telling me how displeased he was with me for having all these terrible things that are now happening to him, which I thought was just really, really cute and fun, and I love that. And as a reader, I mean, I love that as an editor. It's just creative, right? Like, normally the characters don't talk to me personally. Normally I just read the book. But I love that as a reader, too, because it makes you feel like you're immersed in the story world, like these people are actually real. So that made me think about other authors who do things like that. And who came to mind immediately was M.Q. Barber, who does Tuesdays with Jay. Now, M.Q. Barber writes a series called Neighborly Affection, I think. Yeah, Neighborly Affection. It starts with playing the game. And it's a menage. It's basically menage sex that turns into a poly relationship. So it starts off with power play. So there's one man who dominates his partner, and then they bring the woman across the hall, their neighbor, into the game, and she's sort of in between the two when it comes to sharing power. So she submits to the dominant, but she sort of tops a little bit once she learns how. Jay. And so Jay is one of the characters in this trio, and she has this series where she'll send you an email. If you subscribe to her email, she'll send you an email on Tuesday that's from Jay. It's a little tiny short story from his perspective. Usually it's him having lunch with the female lead, and it's just a really fun insight into his character and their relationship, and the series just keeps you up with the series in between books, which I love. And it sort of flashes back to earlier parts. So even though she might be on book like 4 or 5, you may be seeing Jay's thoughts and his conversations and lunch from, book 2 or something, which is great. So it really keeps me engaged as a reader. And I love this series. It's a lot of fun. I like that it shows a polyamorous relationship and the challenges that come with that. And I like that it shows the dominant as someone who's not necessarily perfect. He makes mistakes just like they make mistakes. And sometimes it's not all about rules. Sometimes it's just about figuring out what works for you. And this series really encapsulates that and really showcases how beautiful that kind of relationship can be. So I loved that about it. So I'm going to put the subscription links for Lea Kirk and M.Q. Barber in the comments right here so that you can subscribe if you want to get Tuesdays with Jay. Or if you want to see more of Warrior Baatar once he's out, you're going to love these characters. They're fantastic. So that's coming soon. And if you're online, give me a hi so I know who you are, so I can say hi. I see a few people, but I don't know who you are. I have limited visibility here in this screen. Yeah. And I think comments are delayed too, so if you're saying something and I miss it, I'll try to come back to it. Okay, questions for Nalini Singh. I'm probably saying her name wrong, and I'm so sorry. If I am, seriously, I suck at names. So if I'm saying her name wrong, I'm really sorry. But I'm doing an interview in late September. I think on release day, on Venom's release day, which it's called Archangel's Viper, I think. And it's the most recent book in her Guild Hunter series, which is fabulous, fabulous. If you love urban fantasy, you're going to love this series. And Venom is one of the characters that I've been waiting for his story, and I loved it so much. Review's coming. I'm been a little bit of a slacker. It's also a little early for a review. I mean, the book doesn't come out for like a month and a half, so I don't like to put them up quite that early, because I don't even know if you can pre-order it right now. I think you might be able to pre-order, which you should. But I'm going to have an interview with her on my site, gravetales.com, on release day, which I think is September 26th. Don't quote me on that, but I think. So I would love to include your questions. If you are a fan of the series, or just Nalini Singh in general, or if you're curious what a vampire influenced by snakes is like and you have questions for him, send those my way. I'm going to put my email in the comments, so check that out so you can see how to email me, or you can contact me at gravetales.com, gravetels.com. So that's coming, and I'm going to have to cut off the deadline for questions about a week from now, so I'll put the date in the comments too so you can see that. But I would love to have your questions. I would love to pass them on, and when you email, let me know if you want me to give you attribution, you want me to tell your name that you're asking the question, or if you want to be silent. Either way is fine with me. Totally up to you. And then the last thing I had was just a reminder. I have 2 giveaways. I don't think it's 8 o'clock Pacific yet. As of 8 o'clock Pacific today, on Thursday, August the 17th, which is contest day +1, I will have 2 giveaways on my site. They're very easy to enter, like the easiest ever. All you have to do is leave a comment. That's it. No rafflecopter, no prize widgets, no multiple entries with different weights. No. Just read the article and leave a comment. Start a conversation with us. The one giveaway that's open right now is for a signed copy of Chasing Red, which is the Wattpad sensation from Isabel Ronan. It's a new adult, like, people are going crazy for this book. And I have a signed copy to give away, physical copy. So you can enter that right now, and that's at gravetales.com. You should be able to find it in the top couple entries if you're doing this around August 17th. It went live yesterday on the 16th. And then the one going live in about an hour and a half, I'm not exactly sure what time it is, but the one going live on Friday, so tomorrow, if you're East Coast or Europe and you're already asleep, is an audiobook from Tibby Armstrong. It's an audiobook of her Surrender the Dark, which is the gay vampire romance I've been talking about for the last couple days. Very good book. I loved it. I haven't heard the audio, so I can't tell you much about that, but audiobooks aren't cheap. So if you're an audio person and you'd like a chance to win an audiobook of a vampire romance, then in about an hour and a half, you can visit my site and you can enter there. That's probably going to be open for a couple weeks. I think it says the 24th or something. It says in the post. You'll see. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. So if you are watching me live, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all of your comments, your positive feedback. I've loved hearing everything you guys had to say about the podcast with Eden Bradley. I talked about that yesterday, how YouTube banned it. Too hot for YouTube? I don't know. Maybe I had too many links. Who knows? But I had a lot of fun recording that and putting it together. And my intro was really fun. I have a static intro music now, and it totally fits my style, my podcast and everything. So I hope you will check that out. That is also on my site, gravetales.com, and I will put it in the comments so you can get that direct link. And I have another podcast coming up in September with 2 authors who write sci-fi, fantasy, and paranormal. Sorry, like there's something else that goes with this romance, and they're also gamers. So I met them both separately at RWA, and we had a lot in common, and we talked a lot about World of Warcraft and our histories with gaming, both the pros and the cons. And so I thought, what a great podcast topic, because I've recently read some books that featured gamer heroes and heroines, and it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's a trend yet, but it's definitely something I'm seeing more of, and what I've seen I've really liked. So I just wanted to chat with them about gaming and how it affects your life, and to demystify it a little bit for the people who don't really understand what an MMO is, or why you can spend 8 hours at a time playing a game for like every day, right? I mean, not even joking, I have a physical injury from gaming at my computer, from sitting on my leg for, 8 hours a day for 6 years. Not good for cartilage. Yeah. So I have squeaky knees and I'm not even 40. Thanks, gaming. Anyway, we'll talk about things like that. I met my husband gaming. So that's coming up in September, and I'm really excited about recording that. So I hope you guys will tune in. But for now, check out the one with Eden Bradley and check out my site, gravetales.com. If you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my Facebook channel, which is facebook.com/gravetales. There's a way you can actually subscribe to get it in your feed. It's harder to see things than it used to be because Facebook loves to hide things if we don't pay for them. So investigate if you want to see it, if you want to see when I'm live. You can also subscribe on YouTube. I put these on YouTube unless they're banned, which so far has only been the podcast for whatever reason. So if you want to subscribe to me on YouTube, then I put these videos there. You can see them there as well. I had one author tell me that she watches these videos in the mornings when she's getting ready, and it really made me smile. I'm glad you can wake up to me and not be, terrified for the rest of your day. That's great news. So hello viewers. I'm glad that you're here still. I'm sorry that I didn't get to see who you were, but we will chat next time. So catch me tomorrow night. I'm going to try to do my broadcast for day 17. I cheated. Day 17 of my Facebook Live challenge when I'm at my friend's house in Sausalito, and hopefully we'll do something fun. Like maybe we'll be wearing, masks and doing girly things. I don't know. We'll see. So I hope you have a fantastic Thursday, and I hope you read something really fun tonight. Read something spicy. Spice it up. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Bye, guys.